Hello everyone. In this session we are going to discuss about types of blood cells. In the last session we discussed that blood consists of two parts. The liquid part of the blood is said to be plasma and the solid part of the blood is said to be the blood cells, which has another name which is said to be blood corpuscles. Okay, this constitute 45% of the total blood volume and the types of cells present. There is not a single blood cell present. There are three different blood cells which are present in the blood. The first type is said to be RBC, or it is also said to be red blood cells. Another name of RBC or red blood cell is said to be erythrocytes. WBCs, white blood cell, are also said to be leukocytes. Platelets are also called as thrombocytes. Okay, so blood corpuscles, which consist of, or you can say blood cells, which consist of 45% of the total blood volume, includes erythrocytes, leukocytes and thrombocytes, or you can say RBC, WBC and platelets. So if you go and check any blood report of any of the member in your family, you will see this count in the blood report. When the blood report says complete blood count, there is a test named CBC, which is complete blood count. In that, they check the number of RBCs, number of WBCs and number of platelets in your blood. Okay, so let's see what is the structure, what is the function, what is the lifespan of all these cells in our blood. Now, we talk about the first cell, that is RBC. RBC is said to be very small in structure and it is biconcave in shape, somewhat disc-like. So biconcave means it is thin at the center and thick at the apex. Okay, somewhat this shape, and this RBCs do not have nucleus, or you say mature RBCs do not have nucleus. When the RBCs are born, when they are produced, they have nucleus, but later on when they become mature, they do not have nucleus. So very important point you have to remember, that mature RBCs do not have nucleus. It is very small in size. The function of this RBC, okay, the function of this RBC is carrying the oxygen to each and every part of your body, right? This is what we are discussing in this chapter, transportation, that once the oxygen enters your lungs, how it is being transported to all parts of the body. So we studied in the chapter respiration that the exchange of gases takes place at the surface of alveoli, and once the oxygen enters the blood vessel, the oxygen enters the blood in the blood vessel, it binds to hemoglobin. It requires a carrier. Like if we want to go somewhere, we will, to a far distance, we will require a vehicle. In the same way, oxygen cannot also transport on its own. It requires a vehicle, and the vehicle is said to be hemoglobin. So what happens? The oxygen binds to hemoglobin, and when the oxygen binds to hemoglobin, that time the blood turns red in color, and that molecule is said to be oxyhemoglobin. You understood? Oxygen will come from the lungs, enter into the blood vessels, and it will bind to hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is an important molecule, and to make this hemoglobin you require iron. Hence, we have a good intake of iron in our diet, otherwise we suffer from many different problems. Okay, so what is the function of this RBC? RBCs are basically carrying oxygen to all parts of our body. And how do RBCs carry oxygen? RBCs carry oxygen with oxyhemoglobin, with a hemoglobin, that is a molecule, or can say a structure present in RBCs, which protein basically present in RBCs will help in transport of oxygen. In the same way, carbon dioxide is also transported from all parts of your body to your lungs with the help of hemoglobin. And when carbon dioxide binds to hemoglobin, it is said to be carbaminohemoglobin. Okay, please remember, it is said to be carbaminohemoglobin when the carbon dioxide from all parts of your body will bind to hemoglobin and being transported to the lungs. Okay, so structure is very small and biconcave, and it does not have nucleus. I mean, mature RBCs do not have nucleus, please do mention that. And then the function is carrying oxygen with the help of a protein called hemoglobin. The lifespan is 120 days. One RBC can live only for 120 days. Afterwards, new and new RBCs are being produced by bone marrow. Now this bone marrow is a spongy tissue present in your bones, and RBCs are produced by the bone marrow present in your femur, thigh bone. Okay, you have a thigh bone named femur. Inside that bone you have a spongy tissue, and that is known as bone marrow, and this bone marrow will produce RBC. Okay, when it dies, it has to be destroyed. The dead body cannot remain in the body, like the dead bodies cannot remain in our environment. We either bury them, we either burn them. In the same way, the dead body or the dead body of RBC is destroyed in a special organ in our body which is said to be spleen. Also graveyard. Graveyard is basically where something is destroyed. Okay. So that's all about RBCs. You have to remember function, structure, lifespan and production. Next we go to WBCs. WBCs are like soldiers of our body. What are the Indian army soldiers doing at the borders? They are protecting our country from any foreign person entering our country. Am I right? So, in the same way, WBCs are the soldiers, working as a soldiers for our body. What they will do? They will protect our body from any foreign particle, any germ entering our body. So, whenever any germ or any foreign particle enters your body, even by mistake, the first type of cell which will go and act upon it is WBC. Hence, WBCs are said to be the soldiers of our body. Okay, soldiers. Why? Because these are the first cell which goes and act on them, try to kill them. They are larger in size than RBCs. They contain nucleus. The shape, like we talked, that RBCs have a specific shape, that is a biconcave shape. But WBCs do not have a specific shape. They have something like this amoeboid shape. Any shape they can take. So that any shape is said to be amoeboid shape. They are said to be defense cells, or you can say soldiers. Their lifespan is 2 weeks, that is approximately 15 to 16 days. Again, they are produced by bone marrow and destroyed in spleen. Okay, so the soldiers of your body are WBCs. Last we go to platelets. Now, whenever you get any cut, okay, any kind of cut anywhere on your body bleeds for some time. After that, it automatically stops bleeding. Why so? Why the blood is not continuously coming out? Even if you're talking about a small cut, but obviously larger cuts, the bleeding is stopped only when we take the person to the hospital. But when you talk about smaller cuts, while cutting something or while running here and there, we have cuts generally. So the blood comes out for some time and then automatically stops. So why is that? It is because there are some cells in your blood which act as clotting factors. So these cells will basically do what? They will, suppose this is your cut, okay? So these cells form a mash-like structure around, okay? This mash-like structure is formed by a specific type of cell which is said to be platelets, also called as thrombocytes, and this is said to be blood clot. And when the blood clots, or when a mash-like structure is formed around the cut, but obviously the blood does not have any space to come out, okay, and that is the reason blood stops coming out and we are protected from any kind of danger. So this blood clotting, this is because of a special kind of cell present in our body, that is platelets. So what is the function of platelets? Blood clotting, also said to be thrombokinase. Thrombokinase is the name of an enzyme which helps in this blood clotting function. Okay, then what is the shape of this? They are either round or oval. Lifespan is only 3 to 5 days. Okay, we have only 3 to 5 days. After that they die, they go to spleen where they are destroyed. They are again produced by bone marrow and they contain nucleus. This is the cell which is affected in malaria, in dengue basically. This is a cell which is affected in dengue. Hence in dengue a special care is taken that there is no kind of any cut on the body. If there is a cut, what happens? The blood will continuously come out and the person will bleed and ultimately it will lead to the death of the person. Why? Because there are no platelets for the blood to clot, means the blood to come out of that blood vessel. Okay, so deficiency of platelets should not be there in your body, otherwise even a small cut may lead to the death of the person. This is all about the type of cells in the blood, RBCs, WBCs and platelets. A simple term, the WBCs are further divided into 5 types. Okay, again when you see the complete blood count, you will see the names. So do one thing, just open your reports. Any of your parents or somebody might have done CBSE test. So just open that and check. You will find all these names: RBCs, WBCs, platelets, lymphocytes, monocytes, basophils, neutrophils and eosinophils. So lymphocytes, monocytes, basophils, neutrophils and eosinophils are the types of WBCs. RBCs do not have any further type. Even platelets do not have any further type. Leukocytes or WBCs have 2 further types. Agranular means their cytoplasm do not have any granules. It is plain. So there are 2 types of WBCs which has plain cytoplasm: lymphocytes, monocytes. Whereas granular means you can see their cytoplasm have some pieces in it, that is basophils, neutrophils and eosinophils, and this is the percentage. You just remember the name. Later on when you go to higher grades, that time you will understand what is this percentage. So for your grade, you just have to remember the names. If you get confused, this is a mnemonic to remember: never let me eat banana. So N stands for neutrophil, L stands for lymphocyte, M stands for monocyte, E stands for eosinophil and B stands for basophils. Okay, these are the types of WBCs. Now you might think, why these WBCs are there? Different types of WBCs are there. So you get different types of infection everywhere. So everywhere one type of soldier cannot go and kill the cell. You need different types of soldiers. So this different size, suppose this will act on allergy, then this acts in normal infection. Okay, this is the way. Then this acts in viral infection. So all this is there when you go to higher grades. For time being, you remember that there are 5 types of WBCs: lymphocytes, monocytes, basophils, neutrophils, eosinophils. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. Please do like my videos and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.